All right, hello and welcome back to another session of the Great Ace Attorney. Hope you guys are doing well. As always, in last session, we managed to finish episode 3. We managed, what was it? We managed to find the true murderer of Professor Hairbrain. It was, of course, Dr. Courtney Sheath. But it was, Drebber didn't know. And was he innocent? What was the bad thing that he did? I guess kind of framed Professor Hairbrain, yeah. And then after that, what else? Kazuma, we saw Kazuma. He came back as grand reappearance, even though we thought this guy was dead, but he's gone again for some reason in this part, in this episode. And then on to episode 4, we started that. And what was it? The international... I forgot what it was called. The international, like... Sazato's dad was coming, and the court guy, the judge, Jugoku, he came to visit for this foreign affairs thing, I think. And then after that, what was it? Shlomes. Trying to round my brain because it's been 2 days, which is kind of bad. How can I forget this game? Well, I did in the past 2 days, but yeah. Shlomes, he dyed his hair red, and I feel like there's gonna be a bit more because we saw those criminals with the red hair. So, what is it, the Redhead League or the Redheaded League or something like that? And Shlomes did that because he needed some money to pay rent. Fortunately, a client came in, and it was Joe number 2 or Mrs. Vigil, I think, Evie Vigil, I think that's her name, or Vigil, something like that, and she came to Shlomes to report that her husband's been missing. And the thing is, her husband is a prison warden, right? And he's usually, it's normal for him to be away, out of the house a few days. But this time it's a bit different because he hasn't contacted her for at least a day, which he hasn't done before. So we're going to find Mr. Vigil or whoever it is to, as I click over, to Barclay Prison, which is the same prison where the professor was hanged, and the same prison that resides Low Gate Cemetery, which was, of course, the graveyard where the prisoner died. The professor died. Alright. I think my voice I think it's fully recovered now, hopefully. But I do need a drink. I need to ready myself. And that's the cool clock. The governor's officer. Yeah, I'm wondering who's dead. Who's gonna die in this. Place is full of hardened criminals. Can't you remember the last time a civilian something? And did you want to talk to an inmate, but to me? Dinner. Yes, there is. Man, look at this guy. Armstrong, is that you? Dioken. Yo, who I am? I'm the governor, Barry Cadian. Cadian? Is it not even Cadian? Aiden. Oh yes, it's a pleasure. I'm a no-skate Naruhodo, defense lawyer. An Easterner, I see. Does that mean... Yes, I'm a visiting student of law from the Empire of Japan. Japan? Did you say... yeah, Japan. Ah, yes. Well, there's no, any of your kind in here, laddie. Maybe you should try the prison next door, eh? Alright, yeah. Time to reveal that, I don't know if... Caden here, no, he dabbled in the professor shtick, but the professor was Kazuma's father, right? Who joined with Sazato's dad and the COD judge Jugoku back 16 years ago. Back then, 16 years ago, they all went to did the same thing, traveling, visiting students, right? Didn't notice any prison next door, sir. Anyway, we came to ask you some questions about... Oh, I didn't like to be so direct, but... Did I? I'm not saying this right. I've no intention of speaking with the likes of you, suspicious-looking Easterners. Wait, I'm a lawyer, bro. Get out of my hair. As soon as he finds out we're from Japan, he reacts like this. It surely means he must know, right? It's because of the professor's case. Think so too? 10 years ago, well, alright, they're gonna recap it here. Genshin Isogi, also known as the Professor, was incarcerated at this prison. Then, after his execution, he apparently re-emerged from his grave in the cemetery behind the prison. And we're alright, damn. I might have known. You're stepping around and booed the case, aren't you? Is this guy Canadian? I guess it makes sense. Caden? Canadian? The agents, eh? Part of the Professor's great web, no doubt. Look at those cuffs. Very old-fashioned. Go on with you before I put you light too. We're going. Clearly the ghost of that killer still haunts this place. We're not gonna get anywhere here. Unless we can somehow prove that this man, that there's nothing suspicious about us. Governor Caden. What are you thinking, Mrs. Addo? I feel sure that name came up in conversation recently somewhere. I was wondering if whoever mentioned him might have some ideas to help us. Come to think of it, I have the same feeling. I don't. Well, that's it, we're going? Let's go home then, I guess. Alright, get out! Get out! Get out! I don't know who said it, so I guess we're going back. Oh. It's Mikotoba. It's Professor Mikotoba over there. Ah, hello you two. I was just taking a moment to catch up on the world now that I'm unpacked. But where's Judge Jigoku? Yes, he's not the relaxing sort. He's taking himself off to pay his respects to all the legal bigwigs, I see. Having only just arrived in the country today, goodness. He's full of energy. Professor, you mentioned something before about how you known the prisoner governor at Barclay Prison. Oh, Governor Caden, you mean? So it's the same man. Father, we must speak with the governor. But he refused to talk with us. He said we were suspicious Easterners. Ah, yes, casual discrimination. I'm sure if I accompanied you, it would be a very different story. Oh, would you? It would be wonderful if you have the time now. Hey, how about that favor you said I need to do? Sadly, as you can see, I'm very busy at the moment. Busy drinking coffee on a comfortable settee. Now, I have rather a lot to prepare for tomorrow, you know. Oh, it's just sorry. I didn't say that out loud, did I? Yeah, what is it? Is it just like written on my face? Why could people like read my thoughts? Could it be that you now heard us are landing bad at hiding your thoughts? Alright. Let's not fall out now. I have an idea. Yeah, here we go. A letter of acceptance. I don't know if that's the right thing to say. Of introduction, there we go. Hopefully when he sees my name, he'll change his tune. Ah, thank you. Yeah, especially... I think a letter of acceptance is, well, for acceptance, right? Alright, here we go. If you just cast your eyes over this, Governor Caden. What's this then? You kind of pull the wool over my eyes, you good for nothing Japanese student. Mikotoba. Good friend of mine. That young jock from the forensics laboratory. That Mikotoba? Yes, exactly, him. Oh dear, perhaps I should have said something sooner. I'm Yujin, Mikotoba's daughter, Susato. Jings, you're the young man's daughter? Jings? You didn't think to mention that at all? I do apologize. Aye, well, you best take... But, you know what? He might be Scottish, actually. About to sneeze. Yeah, I managed to mute myself, I think. Oh god. Yeah, now that I think about it, this guy might be Scottish. Or Irish. I don't know. I'm they think could be Canadian, for all we know. The Ute. It's one of your warders. Warders? You see? He's gone missing. Missing? That's right. I'm sure he'd been reported to you as well, being the prison governor. No, I don't recall. Haven't you heard nothing of the sort? There's no missing persons in my prison. Oh, but how can that be? It's Mr. Daily Vigil. There we go. Chief Warden. Eh? Vigil? That's right. His wife came to us and asked us to investigate his disappearance. I skip part about him only going missing yesterday for now. Maybe that means something to him. Would you be so kind to tell us what you know, sir? Maybe he was like about to retire. Hey, I see a bird actually back there. Alright. You understand that Mr. Vigil is the chief warden here at the prison? Aye, that he was. Strong sense of responsibility and dedicated to his job, no doubt about it. He was a fine warden. Yeah, I think it is Scottish, right? You say aye. Did you say it was? Aye. Doesn't work. He doesn't, I guess, work here anymore. He left his job. Doesn't he? Doesn't he? When was this exactly? There's a question. When was the boot? Can he have been much less than 10 years ago now? Huh? What? 10 years ago? He stopped working here 10 years ago. Aye. As a minder. Do you I don't know what he's saying here. Do you can I have alright. Do you something? I haven't heard the fella's name in all that time. You can what? That's a worry if he's gone missing though. But Mrs. Vigil made no mention of it. Must have kept a secret. I think perhaps Mr. Naoto, that his wife simply doesn't know. I think she's unaware that he no longer works here. When's he getting the money? Governor Caden, can you tell us what happened? Why did Mr. Vigil give up his job here? That's important, isn't it? Yes, I believe it may be. What do you think, Miss Naoto? Can't help wondering, given that it was 10 years ago. Ah. Which is exactly when the professor was being held at this prison. Alright, we're going in. So, Mr. Vigil, actually resigned from the position of chief warder 10 years ago, you're telling us. What happened to make him leave the job? In actual fact, he didn't leave the job willingly. He had no choice in the matter. You mean he was dismissed? A particular walk. Alright, that's our word for it in here. A walk to the gallows, an execution. It's the job of the chief warder to prepare the gallows tree and oversee any executions, you see. Only Vigil did something unthinkable on the last walk he was manning. What did he do? I'm sorry, but cannot really yeah. Cannot reveal that information. But I can tell you that it's very rare for Chief Warder to be relieved of his post. Why wouldn't Miss Vigil know about it? She appears to be under the impression that her husband still works here. I wouldn't know anything. I think the Ken is know anything about that, I'm afraid. Can you perhaps answer one more question about the circumstances of his And what would that be, Hen? I think Hen is just, you know, girl, right? Woman. That last execution that Mr. Vigil was responsible for overseeing. Was it by any chance the professor's? I Exanki. Exanki? I'm sorry. I really am. No, yeah, liberty to answer that. I see. Alright, to Mikotoba. My father came to Britain all these years ago in order to study forensic medicine. You seem to have been very well acquainted. The dead room, the prison, and the cemetery have a lot to do with one another. After all, they need fresh corpses for forensic research. You know? You know? Yes, I can imagine. The advancement of medical science isn't always particularly palatable. Your father worked in the laboratory just on the far side of the graveyard, in the basement of St. Sinners. Still in use today. Yeah, that's come up before, I'm sure. I heard that before, yeah. Yeah, that's right. We've been there. October and I often used to ride in a carriage together and negotiate terms. Fresh material, I suppose. Aye. And we used to sit in here for long hours and gabble on about dissection and all sorts. Ow. It takes me back. Of a pot of tea and a plate of cuffed biscuits, of course. That's just comically small. And then Hayden seems to be, yeah, he's probably a big fellow, you know? He was a good fella, your father. Reliable and dead set on his work. And I'm afraid I'll never understand you Japanese. Because of Genshin Asogi, I suppose. Makes sense. You say that, but I don't know why. Okay, yeah, I don't know why. You know, there have been murders, you know. Remember, what's his name? Mr. You know, fucking that rich guy in the first game. He was fucking crooked, bro. Wasn't he? Can't tell you anything else. That guy was a crooked man. And this guy don't bat an eye. And then one Japanese, you know, student kills. I mean, I guess it was a massive serial killing. But okay, one more thing before we go, Hen. I'm sure I have it here somewhere. Ah, found it. Yeah, take this as a wee souvenir of your visit to the prison. What is it? That's Vigil's dismissal notice. 10 years old now, of course. That's very important. Are you sure? Aye. It's no trouble at all. It's not the original, don't mind. Or mind you. A harsh reprimand incurred by Mr. Vigil 10 years ago. Wow. Thank you very much, Governor Caden. Well then, in return. Do me a favor and never come back here. That case is closed. Well, I think we ought to return to Baker Street for the time being. I agree. We need to report back to Mr. Shlom's with what we found about Mr. Vigil. Or we'll tell Mrs. Vigil, I wonder. Right? Alright, we're back. Hello, you two. Alright, there's Iris. Wilson, not Watson. I thought you would be back before long, so I baked some scones for us all. Ah, so that's what the delicious smell is. Greetings, my dear fellow. Got blue hair this time. You return a good deal sooner than I was anticipating. Hello, Mr. Shlomes. In a cool mood? Hello, Mr. Shlomes? Say nothing, your thoughts are written all over your faces in any case. It turns out that it may have been advisable to test my hair color restoration tonic before application. Oh my. Wait, tell me, what of our warder friend? Have you garnered some new information? Yes. Something very surprising, in fact. Though it's not a patch on your hair, to be honest. Most certainly isn't, but still. We discovered that... Shlomes... Gina. Drop everything, Shlomes. This is more important. Gina. Oh, damn, she took the hat. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. As they say. Bit of Cockney, huh? Sniffles. What's wrong, Gina? What happened? I'm assuming they ran away, the criminals. Clearly a very grave matter indeed. But Miss Lestrade made no mention of my hair whatsoever. Yeah, very good. It's the boss. Oh shit. Gregson. Back to Gregson. Oh god, the tears. The boss is... He's dead. No. What? They just found his body. Shot. With a pistol. Oh my god, they killed Gregson. What? But oh my god, I didn't, not Gregson. Out of all the people, I thought it was going to be Mikatoba. You know, Xander's dad. No, not Gregson. Not Gregson, please. He was just a few days away for going to Paris, man. No. Oh no, why were we conversing? The inspector's there. Are you serious, Gina? Inspector Gregson was really shot. Adam and Eve in. I don't know much about what happened myself, or me-self yet. They're still there, investigating the scene. Where did this take place? A little rented room in the building. Oh my god, please don't tell me it's Gregson. No, not Gregson. Please, no. Nowhere near his home. It's perhaps investigating a case then. No, the thing is... No, the ad knows nothing about the case. No case around there. Must be a private one. How strange. Private investigation. The boss was... He was so good to me. I know I ain't up to much yet, but... One day I was going to show him. How I'd become a proper detective. Oh, Jenny. No. Jenny's suffering. So who did this? Do you know? They got him already. Already? He called the shooter so soon. Oh, don't tell me it's missed the visual. The witness reported something was going on and the boys got straight down there. Took care of him. Who? What awful person did this? I still can't believe it myself. Gina? It was... Reaper. And Zeeks. Oh my god. Wait a minute. You don't mean they arrested Lord Van Zeeks for it? That's right. That Reaper's blood gone and shot the boss. No. Lord Van Zeeks. I don't think it's Lord Van Zeeks. Here we go. It's full circle. Back to the... What's it called? The L1? The L6? What was it? The Edgeworth case? You're quite sure, Mr. Strayed. It's Barrock Van Zeeks. I don't know why I call him Baron. The Baron. What was it called? The Baron something? I don't remember. I saw him with my own eyes in the interview room at the yard. No way, Jose. I don't believe it. But there were witnesses and they were all saying it was him. So you mean there were actually multiple witnesses? They heard the gunshot, apparently. Well, who's going to be the prosecutor? And when our log got to the scene, it might be Kazuma, actually. There was only the boss and the Reaper bloke in the room. But there's no way Lord Van Zeeks would have taken Gregson's life. I just don't believe it. I don't believe it either. Oh god, look at Gina. Thank you for following us, Miss Lestrade. This really is most terrible news. I'm dreadfully sorry. What are you saying sorry for? You didn't do nothing. Well, anyway. I'm taking a cab over to the scene right now. Please come and all. As soon as you can. You gotta help. There should be some voice acting. I wonder what Gina would sound like. The detective's lot to appear whether some sinister plot has unfolded. Little wonder we all look haggard. Sometimes these things are almost too much for the nerves. Mr. Shaw, actually, you know Van Zeeks. Alright, what use is there in being a great detective? I failed to see something like this coming, huh? How could I let this happen to Gregson? To Gregson? Mr. Naohodo, I shall leave at once to begin my investigations. Of course, yes. We will too. It would be helpful if you could talk to Mr. Reaper and see what you can glean. I'm sure you intended to do so anyway. Until later then. Yeah, we heard, as I was saying before, Van Zieg's voice actor. A bit, you know, it's a bit surprising, right? Right, Susie, Bruno. I've called you a handsome. It's waiting outside. Thanks, Iris. Shall we, Mr. Sato? Do they have phones? back then. Alright, to the, yeah, Van Zieg sounds, you know, it sounds different. I wasn't expecting that kind of voice from Van Zieg's, right? Oh, there he is, chilling. Hey, Burke. Well, clearly ain't you. There he is. Lord Van Zieg's behind bars. It's true. He really was arrested. He's sitting with his back to the wall, reading something. I don't think he's noticed us. Lord Van Zieg's. You guys, huh? Fancy meeting you here. The last place on earth I like to be. The last person on earth I like to see. I couldn't very well not come. I heard what happened. That Inspector Gregson was. Go home. This has nothing to do with you. But... Van Zieg's, please. Forgive me, Lord Van Zieg's. I must disagree. Inspector Gregson was very helpful to us on a number of occasions. We're in debt to him. At the very least, we owe it to him to find out the truth about his death. No way to kill Gregson off. No, please. You must help us with that investigation. I guess it's reality, isn't it? There really is nothing I could tell. I think Gregson got killed by someone else. What were you reading at the back of the cell there? Was it something related to the case? This? The yard isn't quite so cavalier with this information, or with its information as to share case details with the substack. This is a letter from an old acquaintance. Oh, who might that be? Someone you know, as it happens. Albert Harebrain. Oh, of course, yes. I keep forgetting they went to the same university. And he sent him to Germany as soon as possible. I would like to read my correspondence in peace, so let's get over this, shall we? Yeah, over with this, shall we? What is it you want to know? Alright, how you fucking killed him. Or how you know, how do you see, you know, he never minces his words. He came about with Inspector Gregson, I would say, but they seem to have less bite than usual somehow. Well, I'm gonna protect you. Oh, defend you, I guess. Can you at least tell us your side of the story, Lord Van Zieg's? What happened? How much do you know? Yeah, already know. We know that the inspector was shot dead in a small rented room on Fresno Street. That you were there by the police when they arrived on the scene and immediately arrested. We're told there were nobody else in the room and that some witnesses heard the gunshot. Then you're well informed. And there's really nothing I can add. The truth is, I don't know what happened myself. But the gunshot, obviously you didn't fire the gun, did you? I'm not in the habit of shooting the people I work alongside. Also heard the noise, however, it wasn't him. Before I had a chance to investigate, I was apprehended by the arriving officers, I see. Who doesn't actually know what happened. Alright, how you came about with Gregson then? What were you doing in the place to begin with, yeah. I don't need to answer that. Okay. After all, you're not representing me. Is he going to need a lawyer though? Yeah, I'm representing you, mate. Your defense. Sorry, I've got it. Who's going to be representing you in court, Lord Van Zieg's? Anyone other than you, I should imagine. Would I be right in assuming that you have no representation as yet? Defense lawyers shy away from any trial involving the Reaper, as I'm sure you know. But this is different. In my career, of all the defendants I prosecuted, only 19 have ever been acquitted. Of them, 16 subsequently died in mysterious circumstances. Questions will be asked now. Surely none. I assure you, no defense lawyer will want to touch me with the end of the barge pole. But you didn't actually have to do with those people's deaths, did you? It's been 10 years now that I've been known as the Reaper of the Bailey. Believe me, nobody wants to know the true identity of this killer more than I. However, Seems things may come to a head before I have the chance to uncover the truth about that. What does he mean by that? After the trial, Professor Hairbrain was supposed to go straight back to Germany, I thought. To let him inform me of his safe arrival at home, I arranged his passage by sea and rail. It's a relief, I must say. He should now be beyond the reaches of the Reaper. Yeah, makes sense. Because the Reaper doesn't follow people abroad. I mean... Yes, so it seems. Your stupid little Nipponese friend, for example, Mr. Natsume. He told me he was keeping well in Japan when I acquired the other day. Yes, that's right. He's an author now, happily working in Tokyo. So, Professor Hairbrain is safely back in Germany now. Yeah, a very famous one as well. Mr. Natsume. So it appears the conversation has run dry. There was a 2-second silence, that's all. Well, in any event, if you excuse me now, I wouldn't like to detain you. I was wondering, Lord Van Zieks. If you like, I'll be happy to advocate for you. Here we go. Just like Edgeworth. You trust me, don't you? Do you? Yes. I've heard you speak many times in court, and I've seen how you treat people. I'm quite sure that you would never have taken another's life. It's just, my feelings can't be used as evidence in a court of law, sadly. It's a very gracious offer, however. Trust no one. What? Not the police, not the judiciary, not you Nipponese. Please. I have no intentions of engaging your services. Don't worry, I'll see you in court. The chasm between us is just too wide and too deep, it seems. I appreciate it if you don't visit again. And neither of us will waste any more time. Perhaps we need to dig a little deeper to find out more about Lord Van Zieks and what happened to Inspector Gregson. Can't believe it, he's the guy who's dead. I can't believe they killed him off. Just like that. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. Gregson, he was about to go to Paris, man. That was the death flag. I should have saw it coming a mile away. Should have saw it. This really is an out-of-way part of London. How many people find their way back down this street? What? This rented room is where it happened then. I think I said that wrong, but hey. So this is where poor Inspector Gregson lost his life. Yes, and the police are already hard at work investigating, it seems. There's some hair. I don't see Mr. Sholmes anywhere, though. Perhaps his investigations has taken him elsewhere. Oi, what do you think you're doing here? Every one of them drawers has got to be taken right out so you can look underneath and all. I want the space above the ceiling check. Don't forget to look inside the chimney stack too. Why me? Ain't you lot never gone over a house looking for dough when the owners are out of town? Jean's obviously got some unique investigative techniques she wants everyone to adopt. Oh, so you've turned up at last. And you? I ain't been here long myself. Or myself. Hello again, Gina. Someone's has just only left. You're lucky you missed that. Went prancing around in here, pointing out stuff and flicking that out of his, and just scarpered. I was wondering what that it was. His hat. Yeah, as my voice goes. You didn't stop saying nothing to no one else, not even me. Gina, would you mind if we investigate too? Listen, Otto. You're a lawyer, right? Yeah. Why? Well, you're not thinking of trying to help that Reaper bloke, are you? Oh. Oh, Gina. She's never going to forget, is she? The trial will haunt her forever. Gina, if you don't mind me saying, if Lord Van Zieks really is responsible for this crime, he will be duly and fairly judged in court. I suppose you're right. Yeah. Go on then, Otto. Get investigating. I will know the truth about what really happened here. Alright, thank you, Gina. I guess we're gonna talk. Gina, what was Inspector Gregson doing here in the first place? That's what I want to know. It's what, half a year since I got out of the clink. That's when I decided to give up me diving and become a detective instead. Yes, Mr. Slims twisted the inspector's arm to agree you take on as an apprentice, didn't he? Something like that, I think. Anyway, the point is, I didn't really know much about the boss till then. It turns out, he's a bit of a legend at the yard. Goodness, really? Well, yeah, he's in all the stories, right? He says he's managed to solve some really tricky case, just like that. He did. Yep. And ever since then, he started going out on all sorts of investigations, but always on his own. No one else at the yard even knows what half the cases he working on are, apparently. That's not how it's supposed to work, is it? So what was the legendary inspector doing in a dingy room like this? Or dingy? Dingy, right? I know he had a lot of respect for the Reaper and all, and look where it landed him. Respect for the Reaper? In what way? I heard him say as much. I take my hat off to that fella. With his words. Not how the general public feels, is it? Most people are terrified of the Reaper. Yeah, the boss said that exactly why he respected the bloke. I didn't realize Gregson held the Reaper in quite such high... What the hell? In quite such high regard. He said something else to me and all. I didn't need to worry about the Reaper, because he only goes after people, what are bad? What are bad? He did kind of set my mind at ease when he said that. Right. Alright, the crime scene. Can't believe it, though. Where is this place then? Does anyone live here? Apparently it's been rented by some cove called Hugh Bone. Hugh Bone. It's a sort of here today, gone tomorrow name, then, isn't it? Yeah, he's what called an unidentified person. We haven't been able to get in touch with him. I see, well, judging from appearances, I have to say this place hasn't been lived in for a long time. Right? All the lads from the arm piled down to get stuck into the investigation. There's so little here, no one knows what to do with themselves. Bone. It's in fact Inspector Gregson himself. What? How could that be? Well, if he was investigating on his own, it's quite possible that this was in fact some kind of secret office of his. I never even considered that. Nice work, Suze. We're actually following a line of inquiry like that ourselves. You are. If you look around the room, you'll see there's a few things that hint at it. We should really investigate this place in detail. Alright, the incident. See, that's where the pawn inspector was found. Over there. Yeah, that's right. They said it was a single bullet what did him in. Apparently, the bullet went right through him and struck the candle tree on the wall. But yes, it's blown one of the candles apart completely. And the gun used is down on the floor. It's the Reaper's in it. No denying that. What? Really? How do you even know that? Take it easy. I don't know what to do with myself when you stare at me with them big wide eyes. I'm only saying what I've heard. I don't know much about guns myself. There's some bigwig lawman or whatever who said so. When you ask him, a bigwig lawman, he said. Anyway, Fresno Street runs along under that window there. There were some street sellers just outside who heard the gunshot. Oh, but I don't recall seeing anyone outside. Yeah, they've all been taken down to the yard for questioning, that's why. We're talking about the lad's legendary inspector here after all. They'll be getting a grilling. Do you think we might be able to speak with those street sellers ourselves? I doubt it. The lads at the yard will just want to know what you're snooping for and you'll be up for grilling and all. If you can't interview the witnesses, then shame. Maybe tomorrow. Alright, time to investigate the room, I guess. First, this board. It's like some sort of nose spot or something. It's absolutely covered in scraps of paper. Oh, Miss Naruto, look. This you mean? It's an autopsy report, isn't it? These are case notes here and the details of prison inmates. And all sort of documents that only a detective can normally acquire. What on earth went on in this room? Some old newspaper cuttings. Ah, and this one here. Oh yes, this advertisement, you mean? To the Red-Headed League. Why? What's that got to do here? Whoever occupied this room was clearly interested in it for some reason. Let me guess. I bet you Mr. Vigil has red hair as well. Alright, what was this? Oh, it's a photograph stand. I suppose it must be a picture of one of the Inspector Gregson's family members. Ah. Oh, what's the matter? Your eyes look like they're about to pop out of your head. They are... Look, Miss Naruto, quickly. Ah, I see, huh? I do feel like this woman is familiar somehow. Of course she's familiar. We met only this morning. Ah, it's Mrs. Visual. Alright. I'm not gonna say that Gregson and Mrs. Visual were doing some adultery, you know. Some affair. I don't know if ever I feel like this is what you call it. Mr. Vigil's place. I think Gregson was a bit unfortunate, I would say, to be in this situation. So I suppose this is where the victim, that's right, the rope laid around the body to show exactly how it was found. Or Inspector Gregson himself has already been taken away. It will probably be under Dr. Sheaf's scalpel by now, if not for what happened last week. The shape of the rope, it would appear that the inspector was curled up in a ball. Are you feeling alright, Miss Naruto? You look like you've seen a ghost. I know it's just a rope, but... well, it conjures just up quite a terrifying image, that's all. Alright, hold on. I saw my phone hit a buzz. How about this wig? This wig. Good enough, neither can I. It's a hairpiece, isn't it? Yeah, bright red. Means we have to accept that Inspector Gregson wore wigs, does it? And in such a flame-colored red too, yes. That's a color we've come across very recently elsewhere, isn't it? Exactly. This is a vital clue, I'm sure of it. I guess this as well. The top of one of the candles in this candle holder has been completely blown off. Yes, there's wax splattered on the wall behind, look. I suppose if a bullet had hit it, it does seem likely that the bullet hit the candle. Having first passed through the inspector's body. Ugh. Now that the wax on the wall looks like blood to me. Candelabrum. Oh, this. Oh, what's this? It would appear to be a little model policeman. Rather charming, isn't it, in a way? So this is on the floor here. Do you think it belonged to Inspector Gregson? It's a little hard to imagine Lord Van Zieg's playing with something like this. It's only about 8 centimeters tall. Could have fallen out of someone's pocket, I suppose. I think you should record it as evidence, just in case. I agree. It's rather delightful after all, in a way. And then the gun. It's presumably the murder weapon then. Oh my. It is real, I suppose. I think so. Guns are so rare in Japan. I really don't know very little about them. I really know very... I don't know why I said don't. We've got the revolver. Probably best to avoid handling it. Nothing particularly unknown. Chimney, I guess. We talked to policeman. Oh man, he couldn't possibly be able to focus on investigating while he's so upset. Wait, hold on. Excuse me? Looking down on us from the great beyond, Inspector. Don't worry. We'll look after the things at the yard. I interrupted some deep thoughts there. Windows, I guess? Damn, I'm like suddenly really tired. Can't even like... My eyes are like starting to fall. Need to conserve energy. Alright, back to Gina. Are we moving again? Alright, yeah, I heard that bigwig lawman, so I was assuming it was this guy. We made good time. I took an express train back to London. Express train. Here, Lord Stronghand, can you? Yeah, it sounds as though he's talking to someone. Oh, it's Kesma. Everything in place. I had a private compartment on the train so I could check all the paperwork. Kazuma-sama. I gave him back my sword. Ah, your timing is impeccable. It is? No doubt, you have heard the sickening news. Yeah, Gregson. About the Reaper's latest devilry. Delivery? Devilry. I'm sure you don't believe it, of course, though, Lord Stronghand. Our Lord Van Zies could have done such a thing to Inspector Gregson. I believe only in the facts, and the facts in this case point to one thing. The unavoidable accused of Lord Van Zies for this crime. Whispering charges against the Reaper for taking the life of our legendary detective. Oh no, surely not. It's a truly regrettable situation. Tomorrow, the Forensic Science Symposium finally begins. Alright, it was the symposium. At the very least, that we can show the world our justice system's swift and equitable process. Does that mean the trial is tomorrow? Let me just auto while I... How do you even wake yourself up? Right, I think I've got a plan. I've got an idea. Yeah, I assume it will be Kazuma to be doing the prosecution this time around. Leading the prosecution, what? What? Kazuma? I'm sure you're aware, he's a very capable practitioner of law. Yeah, in defense, right? Kazuma-sama's a prosecutor. Alright, we're talking. Actually, can you imagine that tomorrow's trial will be closely followed all over London? In fact, no. People all over the Empire will be watching closely to see how it unfolds. I'm assuming that this is a alternate costume, right? Kazuma, I think? Maybe? Reaper himself must stand in the dark. Quite so, the public wants answers about the Reaper. Answers about how and why those who escaped conviction subsequently died mysterious deaths. Lord Van Zieks firmly denies any involvement in such matters. Yeah, that proves him innocent. Thorough investigations. Or at least until now. Apparently. Tomorrow's trial will mark the start of a new chapter in our country's great judicial history. Did you say it? Wait, hold on. Judicial?
Judicial.
Judicial? Yeah. It is judicial. Absolutely. I have no doubt about Kazuma will be razor sharp as a prosecutor. But why Kazuma-sama? There surely many other highly skilled prosecutors in Great Britain. That was a personal request. I asked to be assigned to the trial. You asked for this? But why? This is all becoming clear tomorrow. I'm guessing you tend to stand for the defense, don't you? Although he seems to be turning down all kinds of offers, yeah. All kinds of representation. Unprecedented. Quite exceptional, in fact. You are quite right, Miss Mikotoba. Tomorrow's trial will be unprecedented and exceptional in every way. Ah. After all, the excuse is one of Britain's greatest prosecutors. Pride of whatever. It would be unwise to give the public a reason to perceive it as a judiciary whatever. So you're happy to let a foreigner handle the prosecution? Minosuke, let's see how your skills have been honed. After practicing law in this land for so many months. Kazuma, I don't understand why you're being so hostile to me now. This isn't going to end well, my friend. Feels good. Alright, I clicked out. There we go. Oh, yes, we noticed there was a gun on the scene of Inspector Gregson's death. Do you know if it belongs to Lord Van Zieks? That would be a question for the lead detective investigating the scene. Well, the thing is, she wasn't sure, so she told me I should ask somebody higher up who might know. That's right, Mr. Naruhodo. Redirect. Certainly a model that issued to all personnel involved in law enforcement, yes. It includes prosecutor, as I'm sure you can imagine. How about defense lawyers? Yeah, it actually could have been belonged to the victim. No. Gregson had his gun on his person. What about Lord Van Zieks? He claims it's currently not in his possession. What? According to his story, he lost it. And Sean, it's more than a little suspicious. Just because the gun is in question is the same type as the defendant's, it's no proof that it's actually his. No, of course, none. Nevertheless, the situation is grave for Lord Van Zieks. Am I presenting anything? Present the gun. Alright, I think we're done here, I think. Where to go? Shall I was this place? Nothing. Grey Waterloo Hotel. Back to Frenzo Street, question mark. I'm going to the prison. No. Alright, I think back to the governor office. He's not here. I don't even know where to go. What the hell? Guess back to Gina, actually. Maybe nothing. Maybe I'll go back to... I got another idea. Yeah, Kazma. Sorry for all the worry I've caused you. But it'll be alright now. Is your memory completely returned? Yes, completely. I remembered everything. Including what I was coming here to do. Right. Kazma smile. I can't tell you how happy I am to see you alive and well like this. But how did you come to be here? Come to be here in London when you were suffering from amnesia? It was the voice this past year. I've been hearing it in my head constantly, saying the same thing over and over. Go to London. That's where your destiny awaits. It was that voice that guided me here to London. I'm so sorry for what's happened. Anyway, my memory might have returned to me. But there's something that won't return to the way it was before. What do you mean? I'm a prosecutor now, so I'm sure our paths will cross again very soon. Oh, he's gone. This is like we're going to glean much more here. Well, thank you very much, Lord of the Strong Hand. Remember, tomorrow's trial will go down in our Empire's history. There's much you could learn from the public gallery. So for taking up so much of your time. We'll see ourselves out.
Hold it!
Before you go, you know, that kind of spooked me. That was kind of loud. What was the Kazma? I just wanted to thank you. Kazuma-sama. What? You took my determination to heart and brought it with you over the ocean in my steed. And you carried out my role to perfection. You always were intent on studying British law in order to change our own justice system. It was your dream, and Mr. Naoda didn't want that to die with you. Yes, but I had another purpose for coming here. Oh. I actually have a favor to ask. Which is, the trial will be prosecuting tomorrow. I'd like you to be there to see how it ends. Right in front of me. As the defense counsel. Oh, why? What's this all about? I know you have what it takes. But Lord Van Zieks would never put his fate in my hands. On the contrary, he recognizes your talent. Or recognizes your talent. He does? She's telling me? Yeah. Have a look at this. Damn, that's It's Lord Van Zeeks and Inspector Gregson, and I'm assuming that's Clint. In a photograph that must have been taken some time ago, by the look of it. And who's the third person? It's Clint. 100%. It was displayed very prominently in the detective's office. In Gregson's office, you mean? Yes. What I'm trying to say, if you really think you can trust the Reaper, you might find that some straight talking makes him take a different view. Take it. Okay. I don't understand. Why are you giving me this? Just hurry, Minosuke. Visiting hours at the prison are almost over. What are you doing, Kazuma? He still wants to be a defense attorney. Is this the final part? No, this is episode 4. Jeez, we got a long way to go. Still got another part. Another episode of all this. Lord Van Zeek is still reading that letter. It's pretty long. I think he's already read through that though. We've gone quite some time too. Either he's an incredibly slow reader or it's an incredibly long letter. Might even be able to read English faster than he can. It's like, I heard you. I was intending to ignore you entirely, but I can't turn a deaf ear to such an insulting Nipponese. Oh, sorry. I didn't think you heard that. I had the case notes brought to me in secret. I was reading them to pass the time. Yes, we heard that your trial is set for tomorrow. Which is none of your business. So, have you found a lawyer? How many times must I reiterate the same thing? This is nothing to do with you. In other words, no. Return to Lord Stronghand and the prosecutor for your trial has been decided. I expect nothing less. Though I have no idea who it is. It's going to be Kazuma Sogi. Sogi? That made the color drain from his face, yep. Your brother's killer's son. Well then. Seems we're gonna have to engage in conversation with you again after all. Are we? Alright. 10 years ago, my older brother, who was the director of the prosecutions at the time, was murdered. Yep. We've heard this before, as they say. Shinosuke was Kazuma-sama's father, yep. So, what cruel twist of fate is this now? 10 years later, the man's son is going to crucify me in some kangaroo con? Still don't understand why Lord Stronghand apprenticed Kazuma to you. It's what he does. No doubt he knew of the young man's true identity from the outset. But what could he have been hoping to achieve? Let's not forget that it was only 8 days ago that Kazuma recovered from his amnesia. Why would Lord Stronghand assign this trial to somebody like that? Asogi. That name is is the very epitome of my bane. The bane that is you, Nipponese. Right, your hatred of all of us Japanese. The Nipponese bane. I only just been appointed as a prosecutor when it happened 10 years ago. My brother, Clint, the director of prosecutions, was hunting down a mass murderer. The so-called professor assigned to the investigation as his partner was a certain visiting student dispatched from Scotland Yard. And that was Genshin Asogi. Exactly. I developed a deep respect for the man. He seemed noble-minded and chivalrous in the extreme to me. But none of us saw the true nature of the man. So I lost everything when it happened. My esteemed brother, the people I believed in, and any semblance, of right prevailing over wrong. Semblance. Oh, how awful. To avenge my brother, I prosecuted in Asogi's trial. It wouldn't all only have been allowed, but I beleaguered the ascribed prosecutor until he consented. Does that mean, what do you mean by ascribed prosecutor? The man in charge of the professor's case inquiry, Lord Mail Stronghand. Wait, what? Lord Stronghead, he's a prosecutor. He was a highly accomplished prosecutor, but he agreed to relinquish the trial to me and act as my advisor instead. Since that time, he was the one person to whom I felt in debt. I'm sure he must have seen your zeal for the case and recognized your potential as prosecutor. Anyway, time passed. Is this going to be another... This actually is full cycle. It's Lord Stronghead. He's fucking... What's his name? Von Karma. Franziska Von Karma, right? I think Franziska is the daughter, right? Franziska. And of all things, there's the whip. The whip mistress. What was his name? Von Karma? Manfred, that's his name. I felt your animosity for the first time I ever faced you in the courtroom. Your obvious deep loathing of us Japanese. I kept telling myself it was illogical. But for so many years, that hatred has festered inside me. I could no longer control it. I couldn't understand why. Now I know the history. But in the same way that I've long felt the Nipponese to be the bane of my life, Kazuma Sogi, I am the bane of his. The Reaper who sent his father to the gallows. He's looking for revenge, and he intends to take it in court tomorrow. Gregson transferred to the Paris Police Prefecture had finally been arranged for the coming month. But he'll never make it to France now. It's a tragedy. Yes, come to think of it, he did mention something about that, didn't he? It was only a month away. It was only a month away. I wonder, does that happen often, being transferred internationally, I mean? It's the first time I ever encountered it. Oh. Paris police welcoming an English detective is almost inconceivable. I can't imagine what kind of magic Gregson must have worked to put that arrangement in place. Sounds like that mystery has even the Reaper perplexed. I'm afraid to say. Yeah, we were very ignorant about Inspector Gregson's standing. We heard that he was considered something of a legend at Scotland Yard. Can you play his music? Oh. Don't do this to me, game. If it wasn't for Gregson's singular approach to the case, the discovery would have never been made. What's that approach? After my brother's life was taken, the inspector pushed for a full autopsy. Oh my, 10 years ago. Why is that so surprising? The autopsy was considered a desecration of the body at the time, and rarely performed. And my brother was, of course, a noble. That made the idea of it even more unthinkable. But something Gregson had dug up in his investigation made him determined it was necessary. His powerful conviction somehow influenced the House of Lords, and as a result, I could avenge my brother's death. So, you must have had great confidence in the inspector's abilities then. And it was even more inconceivable that you would have taken his life. I don't have confidence in anyone. Oh. I'm sure Gregson felt the same way. I've no doubt he thought of me only as the ominous Reaper, just like the rest of London. No, I don't think so, man. What really went on between Lord Van Ziek and Gregson, I wonder? What was the true nature of their relationship? Found on the scene? That's not mine. Really? Because common opinion seems to be that it is. What do you expect me to say to that? Lord Stronghand informs us that you claim to have misplaced your firearm. As embarrassing as that is, I'm afraid it is true. When did you lose it then? That... I don't know. Oh. I was issued with a revolver when I first became prosecutor 10 years ago. I must have stowed it somewhere, I suppose. Or left it somewhere, perhaps. You have something in common with Lord Van Ziek, after all, Mr. Naruhodo. Talent for misplacing things. No, this has nothing to do with me. Don't drag me into it. Don't make the mistake of associating me with this Nipponese. Oh dear. The rift is very wide, isn't it? So it's not decisive evidence clearly, but it doesn't look good, that's for sure. Alright. Go to this picture. Lord Van Ziek, we came by this old photograph. Where did you get that? And he's actually smiling for once. It was taken when I became a qualified prosecutor. It's almost unbelievable. I assumed it was long lost. It's the man on the left there. Yes, that's my brother. Clint. Yeah. Lord Clint Van Ziegs. Apparently, this picture was prominently displayed in Gregson's office. He had a deep respect for you, you know. Were you aware of that? Respect? That's nonsense. No, we've heard someone attest to it very clearly. Inspector Gina Lestrade, no less. He'd off his hat to him. There was a time things were like that. We were brothers in arms, jovially discussing the future of justice and other such lofty subject matter. That was a nice glimpse of the past. I thank you. I feel though I got a nice glimpse of the past then too. There was a glimmer of light in his eyes, a brief twinkle, an insight into the true nature of this man, known to all as the stone-cold Reaper of the Bailey. Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, that's the first time he ever used my actual name. I've lost all confidence in my country's justice system. I don't trust the police, the judiciary, or lawyers. But there's still one thing I'm willing to believe in. Stan, I'm guessing me, which you see in the eyes of another across the courtroom. A simple determination to know the truth. Lord Van Ziegs. The very first time we clashed in the Bailey almost a year ago now. I couldn't deny it, even though I dearly wish I could. Here is a loathsome Japanese who has absolute integrity as a lawyer. There are only two other men I've known with that same look in their eyes. My brother Clint and Genshin Asogi. The man he idolized and the man who betrayed his trust. In the most hideous way. You reminded him, that photograph. I was able to laugh. I was free of the shackles. I looked to the future with hope. Since then, I've protected myself against betrayal by refusing to trust anyone. But at times, the mere into which I've sunk makes it almost impossible to breathe. I'm so sorry. So, Mr. Naruhodo, I want to believe in that look in your eyes. I need to believe in it. In tomorrow's trial, will you advocate for me? Of course I will. It would be an honor. I'm so pleased, Mr. Naruhodo. Then my life is in your hands. Lord Van Ziegs. That must have been an incredibly hard thing to ask. Which is why I simply cannot let the man down. Tomorrow, in the Old Bailey, against my old friend, Kazuma. And a good time to, yeah, great time.